Assalamu Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope we're all in the best state of health and iman. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaba. My name is Barakah and I make videos around faith and lifestyle. So don't forget to use the subscribe button so that you can get notified inshallah whenever I post. And if you're a returning subscriber, jazakumullah khairan for always watching my videos. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this space beneficial for all of us and to also reward us abundantly. Amen. So as you can see from the title, which Tafsir book should you buy? I think of recent or of late, there's been an increase in the number of mashallah people who are wanting to know more about Islam, and subhanallah, it's not the first time or the second or the third time that I've actually gotten this question, and I just thought to myself, you know what, for sanity's sakes, just record a video, and whenever somebody asks, you can easily just share this link inshallah, because I keep texting or replying the same response all the time. So yeah, inshallah, today we're going to be talking about the Tafsir book to buy, and mainly between the two currently most popular ones, which is Tafsir Ibn Kathir and Tafsir As-Sadi. So oftentimes when people ask me this question, it's more a thing of, which would you recommend, subhanallah, and I really want to tell you, there's a direct yes or a no answer, but I'll tell you which one I use at the end of this video, so stay tuned and don't go nowhere. So let's begin. Tafsir Ibn Kathir is written by the famous 14th century scholar who was actually a student of Ibn Taymiyyah, and it's actually widely read and very referenced, by many scholars. Show me a scholar that actually hasn't read or referenced Ibn Kathir. I don't think there is one on the surface of this earth, subhanallah. It is very deep, it has a lot of historical context. When you think about Ibn Kathir, basically just think about depth. On the other hand, Tafsir As-Sadi was written by Sheikh Abdurrahman As-Sadi, rahimahullah, a 20th century scholar who was also the teacher of Ibn Uthaymeen. And when you think about Tafsir As-Sadi, you think about a very contemporary book of Tafsir, and concise, right? It is quite concise. It is just straight to the point. So two things I've mentioned now is Tafsir Ibn Kathir, depth, and Tafsir As-Sadi, straight to the point and concise. So the main difference between these two books actually in their style and depth. Like I said earlier, Tafsir Ibn Kathir is actually a deep dive. It's not just this is the verse and this is what it means. It is this is the verse. These are the previous verses related to it. These are the chains of narrations related to it, like the hadith related to it. This is the historical background. If there's a particular Arabic word in the verse that needs to be broken down, it will break it down for you. It will tell you which narration is a strong narration and which is a weak narration. Like it is deep. It is very deep. So if you're a student of knowledge or you're learning Arabic, or you like depth, you're actually going to love it. On the other hand, Tafsir As-Sadi is a more direct, has a more direct style, right? So this is the verse and this is a strong interpretation of the verse, and it just goes with that. And there's no longer story. There's no this hadith, that hadith, it's just, this is a stronger interpretation of what the verse is. So if you are, what's it called? If you are new into Islam and, or you are a non-Arabic speaker, you would actually love Tafsir As-Sadi. A lot of people love Tafsir As-Sadi because of how concise it is, how easily digestible it is, how very direct to the point it is, right? And for Ibn Kathir, it is how deep it is. So if, for example, if I want to prepare for a lecture now, I'm so grabbing Tafsir Ibn Kathir because you can only imagine how rich, very rich that lecture is going to be. You know, as I'm quoting the verses, I'm telling you history, I'm telling you narrations, that kind of stuff, right? So think about Tafsir Ibn Kathir as a professor, you know, a professor with multiple PhDs, rahimahullah, and think about Tafsir As-Sadi or Sheikh As-Sadi as a very skilled teacher who just wants his students to get the points. So yeah, they are both amazing, mashallah, tabarakallah. But I tilt more towards Tafsir Ibn Kathir for obvious reasons, right? I am a student of knowledge. I'm also a guide for Tadabbur. I also love depth, you know, I love to know the background story. I love to know the whys. So of course, Tafsir Ibn Kathir. But sometimes I want a direct explanation to a verse without having to read so much, you know. So I do a lot of Asadi as well. I got introduced to Tafsir Ibn Kathir way before I got introduced to Asadi. But yeah, I find that Tafsir Ibn Kathir for me challenges my Tadabbur muscle. So it's like after I've read a verse and I feel like, okay, I'm done reflecting, and then I read a hadith and I'm like, oh wow, there's more to the reflection, you know, like it connects better for me that way. It challenges my Tadabbur muscle, and I find that that's actually very important for me as a Tadabbur guide. So yeah, I have both, I use both. So I always tell people who come to me to get both, you know, because the more you learn about Islam, the more you want to know about it, right? So even if you start with Asadi, you can easily just, you know, tilt towards, or also at some point make use of Tafsir Ibn Kathir. The deeper you go into Islam, the more you want to know, like I said. So both are very beneficial. May Allah SWT reward them, because man, they put in so much work for us to be able to learn. So yeah, if you can buy both, buy both. Otherwise, based off what I've said, you can decide for yourself which one it is that you actually want to buy. So if you already have these books, let me know, or let us know in the comment section which of them you use and why you actually use them. Hopefully, inshallah, it's going to actually help someone bi'iznillahi ta'ala. So yeah, that's all for today. Inshallah, I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.